yeses. So we had a 35% reduction in conversion percentage, but we doubled the price. And so we made more money in multiple ways. So one, we made more absolute revenue. We literally just made more top line. But the magic of this is that, let's say the cost of our thing was $500 and we sold the thing for $1,000. Okay, so we have 50% margins. Well, if we double the price, we go from making $500 in profit to $1,500 in profit. So I actually triple the amount of money I make by doubling my price. And so even if I have a 35% reduction or a 1/3 reduction in sales, I tripled how much money I made on the other 2/3 of my sales, which means me doubling the price with a 1/3 reduction in sales still doubled the profit in absolute amounts despite selling 1/3 fewer customers. And one of the nice benefits of having fewer customers is that you have fewer costs associated with delivering on them. So not only is the gross margin per customer higher, your fixed costs that you have to incur to continue to expand your infrastructure go down. And fundamentally, a smaller amount of customers that make more money is an easier business to run than more customers that make you less money. And let me tell you how important this is. I've seen businesses that have not changed their prices for 5, 6, 7 years, right? Because they're afraid to do it, whatever. But I want to give you some real hard truth right now. In 2017, if you sold something for $100, that was your only product, and you were running 20% margins as a business, if you did not change your price from 2017 until 2024, that $100 now means that your costs in that business have gone up by 20%, which means that your profit is now 0. And so if you feel like your margins continue to compress year after year after year, it's usually because you're not appropriately adjusting your prices. So to give you context, $79 in 2017 is the equivalent of $100 today. And so that would be like you going back in time where you had a 20% margin business and running it at a $79 price point rather than a $100 price point. And so you just like that eliminate all the profit in the business. And so you have to do the reverse of that because inflation is a compounding threat to your business that every year stacks on top of itself. And so if you're not making 3, 6% increases in prices at least annually, you're not even keeping up with inflation. And to give you a little story around this, Warren Buffett, when he bought See's Candies, said that he only wanted to control one thing. And so what that one thing was is that every year he would look at all the prices of all the candies and he would ship them the new pricing. And he has raised prices 50 years in a row, sometimes in a single year as high as 17% on to their pricing, and as a result of that, he's cleared himself $1 billion in profit. And so if it was the one thing that he focused so hard on, it might be something worth thinking about. So if you do make a pricing change, there's 2 components to this. One is new customers, the other is old customers. The easiest thing to do is just change the price and just apply it to everyone who's new. That's simple. And if you're in a transactional business, then it's fine. Even because the old customers come back and buy again, right? But if someone's on some sort of recurring service, it's a little bit trickier. Now, I have some tactics around this, but I'll just give you the high level, which is you want to have a price increase letter. You want to talk about all the things that they're going to get as a result of the investment that you're now making into the business, and that it's the only way that you'll be able to stay in business given inflationary pressures, etc. All right, and so you just want to say, here's the thing, here's the stuff you're going to get. I want to keep my promise to you, which is to keep our thing as good as possible. And the only way for me to ethically keep my promise is for us to reflect that in the prices, which are now having to be changed effective this date. But don't worry, I've grandfathered you in to your old price by this time. And it's key, is that the old customers, you say, everyone wants to be grandfathered. You say, so I'm grandfathering you in until this date. And that way it's not like it's changing tomorrow. It's delaying the pain and giving them a gift right now as a way of honoring the fact that they've been loyal customers to you. Those are the main bullets of what that price letter would go out and say. And if you are going to raise your prices, you want to be measured about it. You should know what your conversion rates are prior to you making the price change, and you should be able to give a statistically significant sample size of shots on goal with the new price before you make a decision. If you get on the phone and the first 2 people say no, well, we knew more people were going to say no. We already expected that. And if you have, call it 40% close rates right now, well, if you make double the price and you go to 30% close rates, then that's still a great deal for you. You might just be getting the first 2 no's out of the 7 no's you already know you're going to get when you talk to 10 people. And so talking to 2 or 3 people getting no's doesn't mean you need to change your price. It might have just been the no's you were normally going to get even at your lower price. And so you can't be emotional about this. You have to be calculated. And this, in my opinion, is the reason most people don't raise their prices or can't do it successfully. Number 8. talk to customers to solve all your problems. So Paul Graham said this, and I think it's really good. He said you can solve just about every business problem by talking to your customers. So if your advertising isn't converting, talk to your customers. If your pages aren't converting, talk to your customers. If the price seems weird, talk to your customers. If the product isn't delivering, talk to your customers. At the end of the day, your customers are the people you serve, and they have all the information you need to make your product better. So, especially when you're starting out, even if you have very low prices. So let's say you charge $10 a month for something, all right? And you want this thing to have thousands and thousands of customers. Okay, fine. But if you don't talk to customers, you're not gonna know what's going to drive them to convert, buy, and stay. And so I come from an industry where people meet face-to-face in person to sell $10 a month membership. And so I don't wanna hear it, all right? I spent the first 4 or 5 years of my career selling $30, $50, $100 things all day long. I don't know a very successful advertising entrepreneur who's a rainmaker, meaning they know how to get customers, who didn't have 4 or 5 years of hardcore sales under their belt that no one knew who they were, right? That's the Rocky cutscene, is where you take hundreds and thousands of calls with customers, where you hear the words they use, so that when you say, does this suck? But they say it differently. And so then you say that in your advertising. And when you take these sales calls for $10 a month, you're not doing it for the $10 a month. You're doing it so that you can learn more about them, and you just so happen to get paid. But you find out the words that get them to move. Because you might think these are all the selling points to your thing, but when you're talking to them, nothing really happens. Then you say one thing, and then boom, their eyes light up, and they're like, yeah, that. And then all of a sudden you reorder your sales scripts, you reorder your headlines, you reorder the roadmap on the things that you're gonna improve in the product, because these are actually the things that are driving purchases for the first purchase and getting them to stay. And so most entrepreneurs are afraid to talk to customers. I have no idea why that is. They're afraid to talk to random people who are giving them money. I don't get it. But one of the easiest ways you can learn more about your business and make more money is pick up the phone and call people who've given you money and ask them why they did. And just as importantly, maybe more importantly, talk to all the people who didn't buy it and ask them why they did it. Yeah, and if you think you're above this, you're right. You should just keep doing that. But for everybody who wants to beat that guy, just get on the phone with your customers. So inside of Skool.com, we run a contest every month where the top 10 people who are new to the platform, who generate the most revenue in their communities, get to fly out to Vegas and spend a day with me and Sam, who's the other owner of Skool. And part of the reason we do this is that, of course, it's a great prize for all the winners, and they get to meet each other, and it's an awesome event. But for us, we get such valuable user feedback from super users. These are the highest, most invested users. And so we're like, hey, do you like this thing? Hey, this is the product roadmap. Hey, would you prioritize this over this? So recently we used the feedback from this group. We said, hey, we have this thing that could be controversial with the rest of the community, because we could see people taking it like this. If we made this change in the product, what would you guys think? And unanimously, they're like, oh no, that would make us more money. We're totally in for it. And so we're like, wow. And so months of deliberation of like, oh, do you think they'll like it? I don't know if they'll like it. What if they don't like it? All of that got solved by just asking them. And then we got our answer, and then we did it, and everyone was happy. And so the beauty of this is that you get certainty around your decisions, and so you can make decisions faster. And the entrepreneurs who make faster decisions move faster. And when you do talk to customers, whether it's in person like this Skool event that I was talking about, or just on the phone, what do you think happens to them? You can take someone from a neutral customer to a super fan in one call. You can tell the story of the business. You can tell them why they started. You show that you care. And guess what? That person might bring you 10 or 50 more people when you think 2 rows down the line of word of mouth referrals. And of course, they're probably gonna stay way longer than they would otherwise. Because if they do have an issue, guess what they're gonna do? Instead of canceling, they're gonna call you and let you know. A great time to do this that a lot of people don't like is that the moment people ask to cancel. So if you have any kind of recurring membership, or if they ask for a refund, if you
believe in your power and reach,
get on the phone with them. And it's not necessarily to try and hard sell them back into it, which by all means you can. But the more valuable thing is to understand what went wrong. And you'd be surprised how many times you just let someone vent. Here's the key: don't minimize what they said. Get more angry about the reason they're canceling than they are. Like, that's ridiculous. That should have never happened to you. I can't believe that was your experience. I completely understand why you want a refund. I would want a refund 10 times over. Surprised you're not trying to put me in jail. I get it. All right? Is there a world that I can make this right? Or what would it take for me? The question. What would it take for me to make this right? And so now you get into them solving what it would cost or what it would take for them to stay. And more times than not,
Jesus Christ,
You
bro.
want to talk to all sorts of customers. So you want to talk to the super users, you want to talk to the moderate users, and you want to talk to the low users. But you're going to get different things out of it. Like I'm not going to prioritize a roadmap or things that I'm going to reinvest in the business based on people who are not that invested in the business. I want to talk to super users for getting those out there. They're going to have more context. But in terms of what problem do I want to solve, like
What the
I didn't
fuck?
so this would be stuff that's like friction. So this is going to be way more
Oh
new
my
customers, like when I
goodness
solve new customer
gracious
problem, like finding out
almighty
like we
God.
buy or bought this last. And then I'm going to figure out how to make my company die going longer by talking to super users and super sales or the best customers we have about what would make this even better. Number 9, what to say to prospects on the phone when you're just starting to get your first sale. So I use a full disclosure framework, very important, but the call should go something like this. C, the closers and ask them. B, clarify why they're there. So what made you hop on the call? What made you take a step? What made you respond to my email? What made you comment on my post? Whatever it is, they took an action to be an engaged lead, and that is your advantage. Because any person that you get on the phone with the exception of the cold call first pickup, with the exception of that, everyone has responded to an email, they've commented on a post, they've responded to an opted in, whatever. So you ask them why they did that. That clarifies and gives you also a big authority in the frame because they've taken a step towards you. And you're just receiving. So you say, hey, why'd you do this? And then they'll tell you what it was. Then you move on to L, which is like, okay, so what I'm hearing is they want to know the problem. So it sounds like you want this, and this is the problem. Or you want to have this outcome, and you haven't gotten it yet. Does that sound about right? They're going to say yes. Okay, cool. And you go,
Again?
you say, you're going to overview their past experiences. You're like, okay, so what have you done so far to try and make this happen? Why is this so important? What else has happened in the meantime that has cost you from not having this occur? Right? We call this the pain cycle. The reason you do the pain cycle before you sell something is that you want to temporarily increase their deprivation around that outcome. So we want to temporarily, in the state of the conversation, increase how important that outcome is for them. So you've probably heard in politics, whatever the topic is of the debate, it's like it's the economy, it's education, it's the border, right? Whatever media puts more attention on is what people say is the main reason they vote for candidates. They basically make that the topic of the election, which is the macroeconomic situation or whatever, right? When you're in a micro event, like a sales call, you have sometimes 10 minutes, sometimes an hour, to basically, in that very small call, elevate the importance of that problem in their life so that you can motivate action. They were kind of hungry when they get on the call, but as you talk about the food that they could be having and the bad food they've been eating every single day and how crappy it is and how it's not good for them and how tasty and delicious this food is, what are we doing? We're increasing their deprivation. We're making them hungrier so that when we make our offer,
What is your that? I'm good. That might be here. Fuck.
Battle 1. Fight!
Let's do it again. Christ. This makes me as bad as you fucking nerd. Oh my god. Jesus Christ. Fucking loser. Oh my god. Look at this shit. Oh my goodness gracious. Dude. You dog. Oh my goodness gracious. This is the worst I've ever seen. That's gotta be the worst I've ever seen this match. Oh my god. That is wild.
Battle 3. Fight.
This is wild. Oh my goodness. That fuck. Fucking so fucking funny looking bitch. Oh my god. What the fuck is wrong?
4. Fight.
No, fucking this leave your existence somewhere. No. Yeah. Oh my god. You fucking fat bitch. Goodbye. What? That boy.
The goddess of victory smiles upon the strong of spirit.
Oh. No, I'm not gonna play you again, you fucking idiot. What are you, stupid? Fucking retard. Who would want to play like that? You fucking bum. What a fucking retard, bro. You gotta be some type of stupid. You gotta be some type of stupid to play like that. Oh my god. I've seen.
Challenge your limits. Battle one. Fight! Battle two. Fight!
Opening.
Victory will not come easily. It must be seized.
Opening. Volume. What in the fuck? What the fuck? Because my version, how the fuck? I'm supposed to know, you know? Just Go to streamlabs.com. Log in with your YouTube account. Do I log in with my Streamlabs first, and then while I'm in my account from Streamlabs, then try to do the YouTube? What the fuck? Do I first log in to my Streamlabs account and then in it? That's when I try to YouTube? What the fuck? Oh my goodness gracious, why is everything going so right now? Okay. Fuck no. What the fuck am I into, bro? But it's all for mercy, please, I'm assuming. Some bullshit. Oh. Privacy. Quality strikes balance. Features has privacy data you consider manage and appreciate. Google account. Oh. Boy, that was my Brad. So why is it so difficult to try to figure this out? I'm just trying to sit back and try now to towards the night block and not to the block. Now the judgment trying to find the other. They where I'm going. But switch your man. The fuck, man? No. What the Dude, put me straight to fucking straight to fucking go wild and this fucking server. Oh, what the fuck? just trying to get fucked up. Oh, you try another way, get fucking dumbass. Yeah, there you go, you dummy. Fuck. Yeah. How about it? Yes, boy. Yes, boy. I still love it. Yes, oh God, dude. Right down the street. Oh yeah. Drinking whiskey and wine. Tell that bitch to shut the fuck up. Huh? What's going on, man? What the fuck? No shit. What the fuck? No way. That there's an account. No fucking way. Holy shit. No fucking way. Alright, what's the next fucking next bullshit? Alright. Log in with your YouTube account that you want to merge that. Go to your profile picture. Account settings. Go to the platform. If you have an unmerged one, go to your profile picture. Oh man. Special delivery. I have one prior to that. It's a really good. Shit. Like profile. TV. What's that? What's that? Yeah, so it's like, so it's like, oh shit. Yeah, it's not. What? And then counselor is go to counselor is butterflies. Counselor is butterflies. Shiada. Bombay, Boogie, up there. Not tested, not a test. I'm gonna smack it like feet. And I'm smack it with my foot in my hand. I'm gonna feel it behind. Yes. Only that bitch. Last one, my link is successful. Please don't tempt me. I'm pretty sure.